Welcome back, Alan's Allotment. It's the 30th of July, Sunday 2023. I'm just in the polytunnel now because we're needing some tomatoes. And I'm just getting a nice little harvest of tomatoes here, as you can see. And these have done really well. These peas have all gone over now. So I'm going to harvest what's left of those today as well and get those done. But we've got loads and loads and loads of lovely ripe tomatoes. So I'm just going to finish picking these off, get me a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to make an early start on getting the rest of that grass moved over to the compost bin and get that out of the way. That's handy. Not. They came up nice and early, about 7:30, and I thought, right, we'll get the rest of that grass moved over. Finished picking off the tomatoes, harvested the last of the peas in there and pulled all of the plants out. Thought they'll go in the compost as well. And stepped outside to come and put the kettle on, and it started raining. All the joys. You can't plan anything, can you? Never mind. Maybe by the time I've had my cup of coffee it'll stop again like it did yesterday. Fingers crossed. Right, the rain was kind to us, or rather the weather was kind to us, and I've got this cleared off now. I put the last few drops into these equally into layer. I've no carbon to go with it, so I've just put a little bit in the bottom, but there was some that I never got moved and it's just turned to sludge in there, but I'm not bothered. This is just a pit area to dump the grass while I'm cutting the grass, and then it gets moved from here. So I've got the last barrow full here now. We'll go and get this into that compost bin, get the final top layer of carbon and activated compost on top of it, and leave it to get on with it. Right, this bay's empty, and that's all ready for the next clean out of the chickens, which will be in the next week or two. And then all the bedding out of the chicken shed goes in there, and that's my carbon and nitrogen to add in for the rest of the year. So I get this final barrow. It's pretty much done, this compost, but we're going to put it on as a final dressing on the top of that one there to inoculate it. At last, I'm absolutely whacked out. But we've got nearly got another 3/4 of a ton. Of course, this is going to sink massively, but anything we get in here is a bonus. And when the other one sinks down over there, and we turn one into the other, whichever, I don't know which way around we'll go now, but yeah, we'll just play it by ear as we go. So these are the other, they're either Cara or Picasso, and I don't know which. The label's in there, and they were just the last little wee tiny marbles that was left over in a bag. And look at them, they're doing amazing. But these only went in at the end of June, sorry, or middle of June. I'll have to look back on the videos. Either the second week of June, yeah, I think it was the second week of June actually. But they're doing well. We're going to leave these today right off and see just what we do manage to get out of these. Yeah, those must have been Picasso, because these likewise were just a few left over of the Cara, and we planted them in here. And look at them, how they're doing. Absolutely amazing. So hopefully towards the end of this season we're going to, hopefully I've got high hopes for these, get a decent old harvest. Still got lots of empty beds, but I'm thinking I'm going to make covers for these, and before I put anything outside, because the amount of rain we get up here, and it has been quite a bit recently, if I put anything out here they're just going to get waterlogged again and nothing. So these beds, all these 3 beds up here, these are all okay, and they've all produced relatively okay in spite of them, the stunting of the Charlottes. I still think that may have been because it was my own saved seed from last year. I don't know. But overall, the harvest wasn't too bad. It could have been much worse. So it wasn't bad. Maybe I'm nitpicking, I don't know. Still these 2 beds empty, but all these beds are getting ripped out and cleared off. We're going to do one big sleeper bed in here, and we're going to do the same with this one. Once I pull the strawberries out and repot those. Rhubarb's doing well, if not. And again, I think this was the 5 that was left over from the Caras, and I just popped these in, but these didn't go in until the end of June when I popped in these little onions. I think I'm going to have to harvest some of these beans today. There's a glut. The neighbours will be getting some of these as well, or if Michelle wants to come down and get some, or Tony or whatever, there's loads. I'm going to have to harvest them as well. Right, I bit the bullet and I decided I would harvest these condo that Teddy King sent me. Now you remember he sent me 3 potatoes, seed potatoes, and we cut them up into 7 pieces. And this is as big as they got. But I do know why. Because Jeff has been in the bed where they were growing and tunneling right through it. But thankfully we've got a return. Let me show you. So we can say that's the 3 seed potatoes, the 3 condor seed potatoes that Terry sent me. But I've cut those up into 7 bits, and in spite of, we've got all of these for stock next year. So we've got all of those now, and that's given me a great start with the condos. Thank you very much, Terry. None of these will be getting eat. Every one, including these, will be kept for stock. Thanks very much, Terry. Really appreciate it, mate. Right, so that's another jobbed. So I've just been and finished collecting the last of these sleepers that there was. We got these on Facebook Marketplace, and they were a good price. So these aren't full lengths, they're odd lengths, so there's a couple of 6 foots and a couple of 7 foots I think on here, but they're almost full sleepers. I'll get these unloaded and get them put safe, and that'll be another good jobbed. That took it out of me. I'm a glutton for punishment. Right, I should now at least have enough to do the jobs that I want to do. Happy days. They can sit here for as long as I need them to now, until I get time for to do them. That feels better. I sit down for 20 minutes, a sandwich and a couple of donuts, just to keep my energy levels up. And of course, the old cup of coffee. I'm not sure I'll be doing anything else. It's only 12 PM in the afternoon. But me and Mrs. C, or Mrs. C and I, are going for a meal tonight for our anniversary. So I better be a good lad and get down there nice and early and get the bath and all the rest of it, and get myself all spruced up, ready for the anniversary meal. So I'm going to call it a day for today. I'm delighted with what I got done. The sleepers were a bonus. I was waiting for the guy to message me to say when he'd got the rest of them ready for me. And as ironically, right after I finished doing the compost, I was a bit tired, but he messaged and said, right, the sleepers are ready if you want to come and collect them. So I thought, right, well, there's no time like the present, let's go and get him, and then that's that job as well. So that's 2 really big, heavy, physical jobs done today. Now, thankfully I had the energy to do it as well. And I'm finding that by doing more physical work, without pushing it, I am recovering, or appear to be recovering, a lot quicker. I do have underlying health issues anyways, COVID aside, but and I can only do so much, I'm limited. But at least I'm back to normal, whatever normal was. But you know what? I wouldn't want to be anybody other than me. I'm happy with me. As always guys, thanks for your likes, dislikes, comments, subscriptions, suggestions, donations. It really is appreciated. And welcome to all my recent new subscribers. Please stay tuned. As always, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical and keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks again for watching. And I'll see you again in the next video.